Hey guys, so I've been sitting here trying to figure out how to go about making a candy cane wreath that isn't going to cost a lot of money. I think I've figured it out. Went and I grabbed a couple of these candy cane wreath forms from Dollar Tree. I have had red and white mesh in my bin for a while now. I have leftover from 4th of July, and every time I see new colors, I just try to grab at least 3 or 4 and throw in my bin. So these are from Dollar Tree. They do have them out right now, and they are the 6" by 5 yards mesh. Now, you can use all white or you can use all red, and you can use 21" 10". It really isn't going to matter. If you use 10", 21", you're not going to need 2 different colors. You will get a fuller wreath too if you do combine those 2 colors. Just keep that in mind. Just because I'm using 6" does not mean you can't go grab 10" or 21" and do the exact same process. So as you can see, I have already started to attach my pipe cleaners. I am just using the 2 outer brackets here, and I want one at the very bottom because we need to create a loop to cover the bottom of that. So I've got 2. And I think what we're going to end up using is about 3 per space. Okay, really quick is that with these end ones, if you don't secure that on, it will slide off. Secured this one yet, so you can see that this one moves and it would slide off. What you do is you just take the end of the pipe cleaner and you're just going to kind of wrap it around it and kind of tighten it in and pull. It's hard to see because I am using red on red, so you guys aren't going to be able to see that very well. But I just locked it in by wrapping it around and pulling it back up so I can still use it.
I ended up using about 37 pipe cleaners, so just rounded up to 40 to be on the safe side.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and crinkle up 1, crinkle up 2, combine them together, and what you want to do is take that end piece and pull it under because you don't want to see that in your wreath. And I just gathered it up in this little puff, which we will make look better here in a second. But the reason you're putting that underneath is because with the candy cane wreath, you're going to put it at the bottom, and you don't want that poking out when you're done. So if you put it at the base and you don't see it at the top, it's just going to make things look a lot nicer. So you're going to just hold on to this, and you're going to make that poof as big as you want it to be. And you just kind of work with it, get it to where you want it, and then you go ahead and you attach it to your very bottom bracket. You can start on either side. It's not going to make a difference, but you just want to make that poof hang over the edge here, and you're just going to tighten it down with your pipe cleaner and twist it on. And then for the next step, so create your poofs or your loops, whichever word you prefer to use, and you're just going to poof that up. This one is going to sit up once you tighten it down. But we don't want to do that yet because if you want to add ribbon in, you don't want to tighten it. But once you take this pipe cleaner and you tighten it, it's going to pull it this way. So don't worry about it hanging off like that. It'll all come together once you're done. But you're just going to take, again, create that poof as full as you want it to be, just making sure that you are creating them big enough and full enough that you cannot see your wreath through the side you're working with. You're obviously going to see it over here because you haven't created that side yet. But you are just going to follow this all the way up, and you're going to do the outer 2 here. And then once I get up to the top, I'll show you how we flip over and kind of do the other side. End of my mesh here, and I'm at the end of the one side. So you're probably going to need about 4 rolls just to do the base of this wreath. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to gather the ends together here, and I need to create 2 poofs with this. So the first poof has to fill this part, and then this has to create that final loop. So you're basically just going to take the tail end, tuck it in, and gather it with your other section over here that created this poof and lock it in with your pipe cleaner. Just making sure to hide that loose mesh under so it's not coming out and you're not seeing that loose yucky mesh that we don't want to see. I'm going to do the exact same thing you did on this side, on the inside, and finish it off. Alright, I've gotten it finished and I ended up using 4 rolls of mesh, 2 white and 2 red. So I would just make sure you have about 20-25 yards. I will say is make sure you're using, you're crunching them up enough to where it's full and you're not seeing the wreath ring in the back. If you're seeing the wreath ring, you're not using enough mesh, so you need to push it closer together because you do not want to see that wreath. So with this particular ribbon, decoration side down because I don't want, okay, where is, okay, and you're just going to tighten that down using the pipe cleaner that you used before. Boop, tighten it. And then you're going to take from that area. So because I put it upside down and the decoration side here and this side is not, I can now go ahead and just weave this in. And this is wired, so it's going to be easier to work with. And you can decide, how close you want it. You can take it further if you want. Really up to you at this point what you're going to do. But you're going to take your ribbon, attach it down to the pipe cleaners in whatever direction, style, way that you want. And then I will show you what to do next once your ribbon's in. One thing you want to make sure that you are doing is keeping these loose, because the tighter you have them, the weirder it's going to look. It's hard to explain, but it's easy to pull them out if they're too tight in there. Ribbon weaved in and it's puffed up the way that you want. You're going to flip over your wreath and you are going to tighten every single one of these pipe cleaners down onto the wreath frame. Pull both ends through, and you kind of want to make sure that you're tightening it down in the position that you want. Because once you tighten it on the back of here, this is not moving anymore. So make sure you just, you've adjusted, you've filled, and you've fluffed everything that you want. And then flip it over and start tightening it down to the wreath frame. Okay, and all I do is I kind of pull in the direction that I want it to go in. Pull tight, twist, 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 and then you want to always make sure that you are kind of turning these in so that way you don't have a pointy end point. Spinning these together and then kind of wrapping it cleanly around your wreath frame. Just so that way it's not going to scratch the door or the wall or whatever you are going to be hanging this on, or whatever the person you are selling this to is hanging it on. I went ahead and made a bow. I will post the tutorial that I use to create this bow. I made a smaller bow. You could put more loops on if you want. I think it would probably be better if you did. It just depends how big you really want this. So you just got to play with it a little bit and then decide where you want it. I'm going to stick a bow up here because I feel like this is just, there's not much here. So I'm going to try to put mine in here just using the pipe cleaner. And you want to attach that to your frame. So I think I'm going to put that there. And then I have these little clips that I got from Walmart. Those in places. And I will show you what this looks like once it's done. The ones from Walmart have those wonderful alligator clips, so it's very easy to adjust. And like I said, the bow I made, so I can kind of just put that wherever I want with the pipe cleaner. Here it is. There is the candy cane wreath. I really love the way that this looks. I hope you guys got some inspiration for this wreath and how to use the Dollar Tree candy cane wreath forms. You can also make caterpillars and all kinds of other things with those wreath forms. So if you find them, grab them, because there's going to be a lot of tutorials coming for those. I guarantee you everybody's going crazy over these. Office, and this is going to throw off everything, but I did want to let you know that the cost of this was only $15 plus tax, so just round that up to about $16 to make this wreath, which is not bad if you think about it. I did use the entire roll for this ribbon, so you'll need about 15 feet of ribbon if you're going to use one design, or you could switch it up and put in different designs in there. And then these were about $1.50 a piece, but I rounded up to $2. So yeah, you're averaging about $15, $16 for this candy cane wreath.
Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed that, here is a winter wreath tutorial that I did, kind of Winter Wonderland inspired. I also have a fall wreath in my playlist along with a Halloween wreath and lots of other Halloween fall crafts. I am just now starting my Christmas DIYs, so look forward to that. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye!